Hi everybody, it's Jen here doing In Your Pocket Tuesday. That is the inspiration piece for this week, and this is my pocket layout that I did for you guys. I apologize for the not great photos today. We have had lots of storms. It is very dark, gray, rainy, nasty, and it just wasn't working, but I wanted to at least give you something. So yeah, that's what you got. So the inspiration piece for this week, it had lots of sort of black charcoal-y, not charcoal, chalkboard type, like soft gray, soft black, maybe whatever color you call a chalkboard type color. And there was also lots of pops of red, and then what I would consider almost like a gingerbread or a wood color. So I really went with that and picked mostly black backgrounds for the photos. For most of these, you're only seeing a little tiny bit of the back of the card, and that's because I printed my 4x6s out on my selfie and then my 3x4s on my selfie, and so they're not quite true to size, and so I just needed a little bit so they didn't sort of slosh around in the pocket. So I wasn't too concerned, especially for those bottom ones. What I was putting them on, some older paper from last year, was trying to use up stash again this week, and that is like a wood grain paper, and it just happened to be on the top, and I thought it just worked well to pull out a bit of the colors in the photo. And I'm also going to make sure that I pull in some wood veneer as well, just because I thought that that went really well with the inspiration piece. So this is my title card. If you watched the last video that I posted on my own channel, I had done a project lifestyle where I'm capturing our elf every day, and so I had pulled out a whole bunch of really old Christmas stash, and I'm trying to use it up. It was still out on my desk, and so I wanted to keep using it rather than pulling out brand new stuff. So that really kind of if it's all sitting out and you can see it, it kind of motivates you to use it up. But it also, I don't know, it's kind of freeing to get that stuff out of your stash, that it's not all sitting there, not being used. It kind of makes me feel bad when I don't use scrapbooking stuff. So anyways, it just happened to work out that all this stash stuff worked quite well with the inspiration piece and the colors. Especially that little banner there, it really pulled all those colors together. The red and the different tones of the brown and a bit of the cream. So I was quite happy with that. And there I'm using some quite old, I think that's Echo Park letter and numeral stickers there, and I'm going to keep that one pretty simple, but I'm going to come back and put a little tiny bit more bling on there. The other thing when you're using your stash up for this is it really limits you, and so you just work with what you have. And so I happened to find a tab that was a bit of wood grain, so I pulled that in. That's my son, he's the one in the middle. His teacher takes them to the close by playground. He's at middle school, so they don't really have their own playground so much. She does that sometimes just to get the kids out of the classroom, stretch their legs, have a bit of a break, and so she takes pictures and sends them to us, which is really awesome. That photo right beside it, that I put another one of the tabs on there, and that pulled in a little bit of blue, which I didn't really have anywhere else, but I'm okay with that. That's just a picture of my kids doing homework, and I just happened to capture it, and my one son especially has this look on his face like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy to be doing my homework. So I just thought it was funny and wanted to include it. I'm sure when they get older they'll just be thrilled that this is in the scrapbook. That's okay. This one here is a photo of my husband getting his new laptop. So if you can tell, my finger's kind of on top of it. The thing that he has in his hand is actually a laptop. So look how skinny that is. If you can tell on the video, it is insane, like insane how skinny and light this laptop is. It's amazing how technology has changed and improved in the last while. But he's going to be starting a new job. Well, he has started a new job. In this photo, he was going to be on December the 1st, and he'd just gotten his new computer, so I had taken a picture of it with his bag. And then this photo up here on the top, and all these little labels are printing cuts that I have gotten from various different sources. Most of them though from Caitlin Schaefer online. If you find her blog, she actually has a ton of printing cut labels there in all these different colors, which is really awesome. If I can find it again, I'll try to remember to link it up on the video when it posts. So I just used 2 different labels there for a little bit of color, and we set up our Christmas tree on the Sunday of this week, and my boys were helping their dad fluff out our pre-lit artificial tree. So I wanted to take a little bit of a different photo than I typically take of us setting up the stuff. So here I edited out a lot of very painful stuff. I had this idea to use these beads that have been in my stash for forever and a day, to make sort of like a garland to stick in this blank pocket. The inspiration piece, I kind of had wanted to do like a shaker pocket, but I don't have one of those fuse tools, and my sewing machine has not been cooperating with me. So I thought if I had all of this on thread, so I'm using gold thread there that you can see, it was sort of like a garland. I would stick that in the pocket, and it would be less likely to sort of fall out. Yeah, it's fine. It's not really what I thought it was going to look like, but you know what? Sometimes things don't work out quite how you thought, and you either have to redo it or you leave it, and I decided I'm going to leave it. So, like it, don't like it, whatever. It was my idea and I went with it. So I've now used those beads up, and yeah, live and learn for next time. I think next time what I would have done is left way more room on the string before I tied the knot, so that the beads weren't all stuck together, and I could have sort of stretched them out a bit in the pocket, if that makes sense. But that's fine. Now I'm just doing last little bits of embellishing. I kept this one really simple. We've had, as I mentioned, tons of storms. It's been really nasty. We lost power a few times. I've been a bit afraid to turn my computer on to even do this video. So I kind of got this done quickly, hoping I could get better photos, but couldn't. And then now again, I'm trying to edit it as quickly as I can, not going all that well. But I don't know if anybody else has noticed, but the new iPhones, if you have one, it seems to be saving the clips a little bit differently, and so it's my editing program doesn't like it very much. Anyways, back to the layout, which is almost done. This is a little dish that I have up on the top of my my Expedit cubes, and it's some wood veneer that I don't use very often, like snowflakes for when we don't really get snow here where I live, and there's some little trees and stuff like that. So I just pulled those out to add a few little last touches. I had said I wanted to add a little bit of wood veneer. So I put that little epoxy elf, my goodness. I have my elf on the shelf stuff sitting beside me. He's a little owl. He's not an elf, but he's cute. And put a little wood veneer there. I put a little tree on the one. This one I'm going to fuss with for a few minutes trying to figure it out. I put a couple rhinestones and a sort of a little starburst, I guess, on that one of my husband there. Put a little star beside that owl. You can't see it right now because I've pushed up the photo I'm working on. And here I found a little tag that says "Don't forget," and I thought that kind of worked well for them doing homework. Don't forget to do your homework. And the little label says "So thrilled to be doing their homework," and then I stuck that "Don't forget" in there. And then I just need something else. Oh, and I did not use I just used regular ink on that kind of glossy tag, and it smeared it, so I had to fix it a little bit. I just needed something else on there, and I was really struggling. And then here I'm going to pull out my flare, and I found a flare. I have it beside me. And it says, "Take a picture, it will last longer," that I'm going to end up using. And I thought that was funny, so you can just read probably just the picture there. I just thought it was funny because I don't know if any of you have kids that are school age, but you know how they like make such a big fuss about doing their homework, or most do, and in the end, once they actually just sit down and do it, it usually doesn't take any time at all. So I just thought it was funny to use that flare that says "Take a picture, it'll last longer." It'll last longer than them actually doing this homework. So there on that top one, I put down a couple little trees and another little wood veneer star, and I'm going to call that one done. And I put those labels the way that I did because there was some distracting stuff sitting on the corner of the table that was in the photo. So that's why they're taking up so much space there. There was kind of stuff in a bin and everything, and I've hidden most of it with those labels, but you can still see my husband and the kids, so that was the main part. And there I just added some little gold stars on the title, and I'm going to call that done. So I'm going to really quickly show you some close-ups. Sorry again, the lighting is not great. It's just so dark. And trying to turn up the light, as you can see, it's making it really glary. So I was trying. And I did take a couple of close-up photos for you. So I hope you enjoyed, you guys, and this will be my last one before Christmas. So I hope that you have a very happy holiday season, and I will see you guys again in January. Bye!